Oh, it's mine. It's mine. No, you want it. I want it. No, you want it. Oh, okay. Oh, it was you as well, is it? Oh, okay. Well, car manufacturing. Yes. Well, it's rapidly becoming a figment of our imagination. A distant memory, since car manufacturers are, well, they're deciding to, well, flee this sinking ship. It's not just the car manufacturers either. It's, well, those who make the components, they've already gone. Well, car manufacturers are pretty much putting pressure on the government now and saying to them, you need to renegotiate the Trade and Cooperation Agreement. Don't they, Wally? Yeah, he knows, you see. He's the clever one. Yeah, I'd rather have him as Trade Secretary, that I would, than Kemi Badenoch. Yeah, most certainly. We'll get into her in a moment, but not literally. But yes, car manufacturing in the United Kingdom is struggling because of rules of origin. Yes, I have done videos about this before, but it doesn't help when we have a Trade Secretary who will not accept, well, the cause of the problem. And yes, I could just say, oh, it's Brexit. Yes, it is. But not Kemi Badenoch. No. Now, this is just nuts. Absolute nuts. Are people listening to this tripe? So I'm going to play it to you. I am.
For example, the issue that the automotive industries are talking about is around rules of origin. This is something that the EU are also worried about because the costs of the components have risen. This isn't to do with Brexit. This is to do with supply chain issues following the pandemic and the war in Russia and Ukraine. For example, the issue that the automotive industries.
You really can't make this shit up. You really cannot make this shit up. Rules of origin brought in because of Brexit. Plain and simple. The rules of origin basically states that the car has to have, well, majority of it has to be made in the country. You know, the components as well, including the batteries. So EVs are affected, electric vehicles. And we have to import those. We don't make them in the UK. So, and because of this, the exporting of these cars is, well, they're going to have to accrue a 10% tariff when they enter the EU. Well, if they manage to buy the batteries, what have you, which is obviously the biggest bulk of the vehicle from the EU, well, they're going to claim that back. They're still got to go through the process. It's still red tape, which costs money. But it's just madness. When we've got a Trade Secretary, Kemi Badenoch, who won't accept that the reason we've got rules of origin is because we've got Brexit. Because back in 2016, all the numbers put that cross in the wrong box that they did. Bloggers. But now what we got? We've got car manufacturers leaving the country, or threatening to leave the country. Some have already gone. The promises that were made mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was just rhetoric and hype. If they're relying on exports, they're going to be, well, such as the biggest trading partner, hence is the EU. And if they're relying on that, they're going to go to the EU. 447 million people instead of 67 million people. Who would you trade with? Where are you going to sell more cars? Just nuts. This is absolutely nuts. The only market you're going to have is an internal market. You won't have an export market, which means you can have, an insular economy, a circular economy. You get no foreign investment, hence selling stuff abroad, exporting. What Japan does. That's what Japan does well, because they export. They import very little. But in the United Kingdom, no. We're so reliant on imports, we can't make anything because we just... because we don't import, we don't have the stuff. We don't have the rare earth metals and the lithium and the cobalts and all that sort of stuff. How the hell are we supposed to compete if we're going to have that slab on another 10% on top of the value of the car? What? Let's have 10 grand on a 100 grand car, 5 grand on a 50 grand car. Plus, I guarantee you, it won't be 10%. It'll end up being 12, 13 because there's other associated costs when you add slap tariffs onto it. It's just nuts. Brexit, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All it's done is destroy us. The United Kingdom, that is. And poor old Scotland's been dragged along. By its ginger hair. Well... I find it really difficult to deal with people who just lie, and that was, from Kemi Badenoch, was a blatant lie. How can you say that it's got nothing to do with Brexit having rules of origin? Import costs have gone up because of rules of origin and red tape and other stuff. And now we've got import checks coming in. Starting October, then into January next year. It's all kicking off. Everything will go through the roof. Everything will become more expensive. And then you've got inflation as well. Nuts. This is absolutely crazy. What happened is it'll push up the value of second-hand motors. Fine, okay. Because, well, lead times on new cars are going to get longer and longer and longer. They're already ridiculously long. But if the car manufacturers aren't making cars because they can't make enough money on them, well, obviously they're going to be a shortage of vehicles. There's supply and demand. Hence, the second-hand car market will go through the roof. You got Stellantis. You also got who else was it? Stellantis, Peugeot, what have you, in the UK, and Ford. They're all talking about getting rid of showrooms. They're going wholesale. You'll be buying your cars direct, ordering them direct. You won't be able to go there and sit them, try them out, and all that sort of stuff. You'll be going direct because it's an added cost. They're important vehicles. They've got to pay tariffs on these vehicles. Not tariffs, actually, not coming to UK at the moment, but they've got to pay to have this kind of asset is just sitting there in a forecourt, not earning any money. And then they have to sell it off cheap because it's a demo. So, yeah, they're going wholesale. They're looking at trying to save some money. Can you blame them? Kemi Badenoch. Flipping hell. You're a flipping idiot. Do you really think we're stupid? Well, actually, some people are. Dare I say. Anyway, what do you reckon? Do you think some people are stupid? Please leave it in the comments down below. I've got an empty waddy chair. He's over there. Oh, dear, he's in the shade. That is. Can you blame him? Anyway, if you want to be a part of the Wally crew, there's the memberships down below. But also, if you want to support the channel in other ways, that you've got Patreon or you buy us a coffee. You also got the super thanks just down below as well. But those links are in the description. And it is very much appreciated because we wanted to do this channel without it and try to keep people informed and have you in my weird style. So I've been told. We also do walks in the mornings with my dear wife, talking about what's going on in the world. Kind of. Flipping disaster. Oh my God. Everything's so negative, it seems. Oh, fluffy bunnies. Yeah, think fluffy bunnies. Yeah. Fluffy bunnies. Anyway, you tell me. Please leave it in the comments down below because I do read the comments, but you probably already know. Well, I suppose I'm about to do some work, actually. Ta-ta. For God's sake.